So what is vibe coding? Well, there's a lot of memes with vibe coding, but it really started a few months ago when one of the founders of OpenAI kind of coined the term, saying that it's like fully giving into the vibes and not really thinking about writing the code. And then for some reason, Rick Rubin became the face of vibe coding. Rick Rubin, I don't know, music producer like Red Hot Chili Peppers, for instance. But, you know, it's, I'd say, something that's still pretty new and is fairly controversial. As you can see, like, people have vibe coded an entire B2B SaaS app without talking to any customers. Whether you should do that or not, you decide. But the point is, you can. So it's reducing the barriers in order to create and deploy an application, which is the idea of this event today. Basically, in 2 hours, without any coding experience, you will be able to code a new app and deploy it so that it's available for the whole world. So why does vibe coding matter? I don't know. Anyone remember this from either first year marketing or like entrepreneurship management? Anyone?
Yeah.
What is it?
Adoption.
The technology adoption curve, also known as crossing the chasm, by Jeffrey Moore, who actually did his PhD at UW. So, fun fact. So, you know, as you all probably remember, there are innovators and early adopters, which you know, hopefully is this group, at least in the like early adopter phase. But then, in order for a technology to cross the chasm, it needs to be usable and kind of more stable and have a better UI, UX for the majority of the population. And for technologies that do cross this chasm, you know, it can change how we operate as a society. But this framework doesn't really talk anything about how fast technology goes through these phases. So if we think of this from a tech adoption standpoint and we look at computers, first computer was made in 1943. I would say the product that allowed the technology to cross the chasm was the Apple II. Basically, anyone could use a computer at that point. And that took 34 years. The internet, invented in 1983, I would say Netscape browser is what enabled anyone to use the internet. That took 11 years. AIs and LLMs were only invented in 2017. And ChatGPT, I would say, is what allowed this to cross the chasm. And so that only took 5 years. And so what does that mean? Just crossing the chasm isn't enough, right? It goes to adoption by the majority of society. And for computers, adoption where you like basically had to know how to use a computer in order to do your job took about 60 years. The internet took 20 years. AI and LLMs, probably 8 years, right? We're only like 6 years, 7 years into this, but it already feels like it's something that you need to know how to do in order to be successful at your job. And like it's changed from maybe multiple generations had a chance to adopt computers. Multiple generations also had a chance to adopt the internet. Everyone is having to adopt AI and LLMs within something like a promotion cycle for a senior role, right? 5 to 8 years, that's it. And we can see that technology is already moving faster than workers can adopt. So that's part of the reason why I created We Code with AI, which is kind of operating on a nonprofit model right now. It's so that, you know, the adoption and the kind of use that people have for AI is rapidly shifting. And the biggest mover from 1 year to the other, this was something that the Harvard Business Review just released, I think, about a month ago. The biggest mover was in code generation. So last year, it was in 47th place for how people were using AI. This year's in 5th. And even improving code moved from 19th to 8th, right? So it's one of the biggest uses already of AI. And the platforms that we see here, everything besides Cursor and GitHub Copilot was invented within the last 8 months, right? And so it's moved from something that you have to know how to code and it just helps you do that better, you don't need to know how to code. You just need how to create a good product and like have the product sense and be able to use AI tools in order to create applications. And so I would say that the adoption curve for AI coding assistants, we have crossed the chasm. I think just a lot of people don't know about it yet. And when you code, like kind of create the term like vibe coding, that is something that enters the lexicon of society. I think it's gotten to the point where people are learning about it, and very soon we will get to a majority of people hopefully vibe coding if they know what it is and kind of take the first step in learning how to use it.